Welcome to Mystic Portal Emporium. I'm Eternal GM,
I'm Norg, the Portal Dweller.
and today we're going to attempt to design a character right here with y'all. You'll be able to
Emphasis
see
on
what it looks like in the playtest document on where we're making the selections. You'll be able to see what we're adding on to, how, and recommendations we have when actually going through your character profile. But first, we wanted to demonstrate how simple it was to do the quick play creation method. So Narg will be pulling up the part of the playtest document as I'm describing it. So basically, you'll see that each section, from your sign, path, background, class, subclass, species, and race, all have a dice connected to them. You'll be able to roll those numbers, write them down, check in the table of contents, and actually see what number is what. This will make it to where you can, in literally a few minutes, have all your major decisions. And like we'll go through on different parts of the actual piece by piece build we're going to do, you'll see how to actually fill out all those bonuses and what we're talking about when breaking each one of them down.
So, let's get right into the nitty gritty, shall we? Your face is a little pixelated, but your audio comes through okay. So,
Well, we're going to deal with pixelated version of me. It's the internet.
so as everyone can see right here, we have the quick start character building guide set up right before your very eyes. And to those of you who are not sure what we're looking at the D20 core system playtest document, which is available to who? This is where you say everyone.
Well, yes, it is available to everyone. We are trying to get it pushed further out there, but if you're looking at this video on my channel, there's a community post that has it attached. I'm still working on getting back to putting it in every single video that mentions the core system.
So, oh yeah, and I found out there's a way to see how many people have looked at it. I'll have to do that when we get off of this. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the how-to, and we're going to make a quick character. So, the first thing we need to do is we need to make our name, which is going to, for this purpose, be Mystic Portal, because, hey, that's us. Our player character is going to be named Bob. Because, why not? How old is Bob? Oh, of course, he's a ripe old 25 years old. Because that's just how Bob is. That's how Bob rolls. So, the first thing we need to do is we need to roll a dice for our species. So, if you would be so kind as to roll a d6.
Let me grab those.
He's going to grab them, and in the meantime, you're stuck in here with me. How you doing? You having a good day? I like what you've done with your hair. Really suits you.
We have a 2.
Two people of YouTube. We are now an elf. It would help if I capitalized that, wouldn't it? And now, we must roll a 3 to see what our race of elf is. So I'm going to scroll down here to the elf section. Now, the way that this will work is he will be rolling for us a d4 because no such thing as a d3 exists to my knowledge. So we'll just toss out the 4 if he gets it. Do you have a 3?
I actually do have a D3, but I did roll a 3 as well.
So that means ladies and gentlemen of the jury, sorry, force of habit, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, we are a cerulean elf. So I'm gonna try my, fuck it, I'm just gonna copy paste that because there's no way I'm gonna spell it right on the first try, and I'll look like an idiot if I try. That's the wrong place to put that. Cerulean, everyone. Isn't that lovely? Now, lineage and ancestry are not in the game as of right now, but much like us, they're coming. So, the next thing we're going to work on is our sign. So, in order to find out what our sign is, let's just take a look on how. Well, we're going to roll a d10.
And we got an 8.
It's 8, which means our sign is that of the snake. What do you know? And now, we need to roll for our background another d10.
We got a 1.
Oh, looks like not only are we a sneaky snake, but we're a thieving snake as well. And now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, the path roll. A d10 if you please.
An 8.
Oh, look at that. The path of creation. Genius. Wonderful. Oh, my lord. If I could spell, it would be a miracle. Renown is also not in the game, isn't it? Are we waiting on that to come into it as well?
Renown is a game master's side of things.
So now, we're going to be choosing our class by rolling, you guessed it, a d8. But if we roll an 8, we must re-roll.
We got a 7.
We are a gunner. Ladies and gentlemen, we're a gunner. So we're going to go down here to this little section here. And we're going to put gunner as our class. But you may notice there's a subclass, and that's because, yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, rolling a D2 to find out what our subclass is.
We got a 1.
Which means we will be playing as a commando gunner. Oh my. Oh yes. That's right. That's right. Commando. Now, to be specific, that doesn't mean underwearless, right? That means like the commando. We're not running around with that. You know what? You can choose whether or not you want to go commando with your commando.
Well, in either case, that's as simple as it is to get your 7 major decisions for your character. Now, as you'll have noticed if you're looking through it, making one with us, that each of those options has a selection of bonuses that it's giving you. Over the rest of the video, we're going to go through and continue to make one we started to make in another recording of this video. And we're going to go through, and on different sections, we'll go through after the end and show you how we're filling out the stats and properties, as well as rolling for your stats, filling out your properties, attributes, skills, and other stuff. So, let's go by pulling up the other character profile we had, the one that was Jack, the human Carcian.
Ah, yes. Allow me to open.
Human.
Ah, yes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. It's here for you. It is, in fact, if I yes, no, just get rid of it. Just, it's finally here. It's here for you. It's.
So
boy,
how far?
Zoom this properly. All right. Oh, I know why. It's because I gotta get rid of that. There it is. All right, so everybody, this is Jack.
So yeah, going through and looking at all the bonuses, we had already acquired them. So we're pretty much going to go through the different sections and tell you how to input it. Not for every single one of our stats and properties, but we're going to pick one and go through it.
So the first thing, everyone here, we have our, the thing we went over before. We have our name, our age, You'll see the species and the race, as well as our signs, backgrounds, and paths. What is different in here is we do have our alignment selected. We are Gawk. Now, Gawk is a wonderful little acronym for, if you'll look at the playtest document here, the G stands for good. Out of the good, neutral, and evil, we have selected good for Jack. The O stands for order. He follows the law, but specifically parts that he just, he believes that there is a balance to be had of following the law and the chaos. There, some laws just aren't for the Jack man. And then, of course,
This also fits for like the rules within a thieves guild or specific knightly order or adventuring group that decided to make a set of rules to live by.
a pact or code, if you will. And the C. I'm just going to go ahead and fix this little grammar issue here. The C in Gawk stands for cooperative, because Jack, much like you hopefully are, is a team player. Now, you'll also see that we have our heroism, inspiration, and luck. All those things are maxed at 10 when you first start. And I want to say it's a 3-2-1 guarantee, or did we get bonuses to get some of that altered?
No, it's pretty much everyone will start with 1 luck, 2 inspiration, and 3 heroic points.
Excellent, excellent. Now, we'll move on to the stats and properties. As you guys can see, we have to finish filling it out. But, as you can see here from, let me just take one at random, let's go ahead and do power, because we needed to do power. So power is 11. We got an 11. Now, the way you would roll this is, let me actually go ahead and pull up the PTD's how to roll stats. Here we are. You roll 3 d4s, and whatever your lowest number is, you just ignore it. Remove that from the equation. And if you roll 3 1s, you get a 4 automatically. If you roll 3 4s, you get a 9 automatically. You repeat this process until you've got 13 numbers, and then you drop your lowest one. And those 12 numbers are your stats. Now, you're probably wondering how we got, the stats we did, and that is simply because, we get bonuses through, certain things like your race, your species, your path, background, sign. Those give you bonuses to certain attributes. So, or not attributes, stats and properties. The attributes is something else. So, what we have here is 11 power. Now that we have that 11 power, you'll notice that the other stats and properties have numbers beneath them as well. So, what you get out of that is your modifier, and then that little drop box we'll go over later. So your power is 11, which gives us a +3 modifier, as shown in the document, and our 11 points there will be distributed among the 3 subsequent properties. So we have 11. We can choose from athletics, unarmed, and our grappling/wrestling, and put up to the equivalent of 11 points among these 3. So how are we going to want to distribute these 11 points?
Let's see, I had it in 5 athletics, 2 unarmed, and 4 into grappling wrestling.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a total of 11 points distributed among 3 properties. Now, that drop box to the side there of the +3 modifier, that is our trained property. So it is currently a 2 because we are adept in power. The zeros are we are not trained, they are untrained, and then the 1s would be trained. So, we're then going to move on to our reaction. What did we get for the reaction?
We have an 8.
Excellent. Which is a modifier of +1. So, we will be doing a +1 there. And are we trained in reaction?
We are trained in it.
Excellent, so this becomes a 1. And how are we divvying up these 8 points?
4 evasion, 1 timing, 3 initiative bonus.
Oh, baby, do you know what it's worth? Oh, heaven is a place on earth. Now, are we... apparently, we can be train. Oh, okay, hang on. So there's no drop box for that one, obviously, or that one. I forgot to ask. Are we trained in athletics, unarmed, or grappling wrestling?
Yes, we are adept in athletics and trained in grappling wrestling.
Excellente. Now, evasion. Oh, that doesn't get one, and neither does initiative. But timing, we can be. Are we
It's
trained?
trained.
Ha 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 ha. Strength. What's our strength number?
7.
Ooh, gotta love 7. Feats of strength is gonna get what?
2.
2. And carrying capacity.
3.
Ooh. What about that tasty holding?
2.
That
So
says
2, 3,
that's
2.
22. Okay. Whew. Made a typo there. Oh yeah, strength will give us. We got a +1 mod to our strength. And are we trained in anything strength or its properties?
Nope.
Nothing. Damn. What about our wisdom stat? What's that looking like?
It's a 6.
Excellent. Modifier of 0, folks. Nice.
2 in each of the properties.
God, you gotta love that.
Trained in war.
War. Wit.
Is a 7, but we're adept in it.
Hear that, everyone? We're adept. Go ahead and give us those tasty properties spread.
We got a 4 in resolve,
Mm.
2 in humor,
Oh, yeah.
1 in seduction.
Wait, what?
Wait, that's the. Wait, these are the old ones. Shit.
It's improvising and intuition.
I'll put the 2 in intuition and 1 in improvise.
Excellent. Are we trained in anything here?
No.
All right. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is our stats and properties for Jack, the where's the combatant samurai warrior. Oh, my lighter fell and gave me a heart attack. All right, so let's look at our attributes. So our max vitality, due to all our stats and bonuses, is 12, and our current is also 12 because we haven't taken any damage because we're not actually playing the game right now. So if we had missing health, I'd be very concerned. So as you guys can see here, we also have a temp, but the temp is not applicable in this situation because, again, we're not playing the game. So, do we have our max for stamina?
Should be 6.
6, ladies and gentlemen, a 6. What about our acuity? Do we have any of that?
Nope.
So it's a default 1 then, isn't
it? I think that is only for stamina.
Ah, okay, so 0 acuity. I'm going to say Silicas and mana are the same.
Yep.
Alright. Wounds, none. Thank you. No thanks. Our maximum physical fortitude. How about that?
We have a 4.
Yes.
We have a 1 for max spiritual. And 2 for max mental.
Oh, man. Oh, heaven is a place on earth. Exhaustion, we're not going to worry about. Mental status, also don't worry about. And check rolls, not at the moment. So we're going to move to skills. So our charisma is a 0, so that's going to be a 0, and all our charisma stats are going to have a 0 in the addition, which all social skills will be a 0. And then, let's see, our dex is giving us a +2, so everything in the dex is a +2. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my. Now, our wisdom is sitting at a 0 as well, which makes this a lot easier to fill out than I was initially thinking. All these are going to get a 0 in them as well. Now, the intelligence is a different story. No, it's not. It's also 0. I lied to you, and I'm sorry for that. Only slightly, though. Next up, we are going to look at our awareness, which is a 7, so that gives us a +1, ladies and gentlemen, a +1. And then all that's left from there is our wit and power. So our wit is currently a +1 as well. And our power gives us a nice, tasty +3. Alright, and this, oh, are we trained in any skill?
We are adept in crafting, observation, sleight of hand, stealth, and throwing.
Man, we can throw with the best of them. We got an adept training and a +3. Woo! We'll be throwing people left and right.
And we have a trained in finance.
Yes. Jack is very fiscally responsible. If that's, something that gets you going. So, now, you guys will see here tools, kits, and field equipment. We do have a repair kit and a grapple hook. We are then trained in adept, respectively. We don't own any property. We don't know anybody. We are a character level 1. And, no experience. Paragon is nothing. Languages, we know Common and Carsian. That's right. Just because we're human doesn't mean we speak the same language. And that's pretty good for the real world, too. So, traits. Let's pick our traits, shall we? Or did you already pick the traits?
No, I did not.
We should look at the traits. Everybody, follow me to the playtest document, please, please. So, here's our traits. So, how does it work? Well, each PC starts with 3 trait points and can spend them however they choose. Your positive traits will cost you points. Now, you may be thinking, I only get 3 points, so how come there's, 3, 4, up to 5 point costs? Well, that's because you can earn points by taking negative traits. So you can take some pretty bad traits, like if you were to take the antisocial negative trait. You cannot use any social skills or properties, but you get 4 points to use toward your positive traits. And then our neutral traits, they will be added once we've, obviously, as it says here, neutral traits will be added once we've talked to appropriate professionals and those with the traits so that we can correctly represent the traits. We don't want to add any of these traits that you see before you without fully understanding them properly and talking to professionals and those who actually experience the various neutral traits here that, So, what we will be doing is we will be using our 3 points and hopefully, we can get more or we can use them all. What are we doing with our traits?
Well, you're the one that can actually look at the document, so
that's right.
Go ahead and make some decisions.
Oh boy, it's my turn. Well, let's see. We're going to... I think we need to start working on getting more points, because 3 is... I'm also going to fix some of these grammar things that the document is insisting I fix. Let's see. I think it would be nice to get a nice little bit of... Not only will it give us points, but I feel like it would be kind of interesting because one of the sword using people that I know is Zoro from the One Piece. So I think it would be a nice little homage to Zoro if we took the easily lost trait.
Fair enough.
Because as we all know, Zoro is a map to Zoro is about as useless as a screen door on a submarine. So, we are going to take easily lost as one of our negative traits, everyone. We are easily lost. Oh no. And that grants us a... Wait, what was it? Isn't that box to the right not actually something we need to use?
For where?
Traits, we have our positive and negative traits, and then we have, the box.
So some of them actually have like an increased difficulty little ranking put on them. So...
Oh no. Ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing some technical difficulty.
A little extra room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you cut out there, my boy. You're back though, so.
So the extra space is kind of helpful for when you have some of them like an allergy that has different intensities.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, so we're not gonna
So you
fill
can
this out
actually
right
put
now.
the number of the intensity next to it. That's relevant to the difficulty.
So we now have a rank 3 disadvantage on observation and investigation checks to determine directions and navigating. But we received 2 more points, so we're up to 5. Count them, 5 positive points to use for good traits. So let's see. 5's pretty good. That's a lot of points. How about a little more? We're gonna look at maybe taking on. Let's see. Let's take. Let's see. Jack's a pretty tough boy. He's a very good, how you'd say, warrior. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't mean much to his education. So we're going to be taking the illiterate skill, which means we can't read or write, but we get 4 bonus points to our thing, which will put us at a total of 9, everyone. So unfortunately, Jack is very illiterate, but we're going to make up for that. How, you may ask? Well, you see, now that we have 9 positive traits, let's just go ahead and buy some. So for 5, we could take, I don't know. See, all traits in this section can only be purchased once. Keep that in mind. But we can add to any of these stats with a mere 5 points out of our 9. Now that, in and of itself, is wonderful. So, I think in terms of, let's see, what is Jack lacking in? Well, when it comes to the things Jack needs, not a lot. He's actually doing pretty well. But we could, you know what? I think we're going to leave Jack's stats alone for right now. Let's look at the 4-point costs. Firstly, let's see. I think, Jack seems like he'd be a good animals guy. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should see purchase twice to make it major resistance. Why don't we take a little resistance? How about a little resistance? How about that? Now, what kind of resistance should we go for? We get the choices of fire, water, ice, lightning, wind, earth, shadow, and radiant resistance. I feel like a lot of things, like, it's more common than not to see fire being used as a thing. So we might take a fire resistance. So we're gonna...
Just because thoughts like that, when we actually get to a lot of the encounter creation that are using elements and stuff, we ain't paying attention to that at all.
Nope.
What do you mean fire's supposed to be more popular?
Fuck your fire. Anyway, we're gonna do it with fire resistance. So, Jack's got fire resistance. And so from there we have now a total of, let's see, we spent 3 of our 9s. We're down to 7. No, I'm stupid. 6. So we're down to our 6. So now, let's see. Let's see. How about... honestly, there's not a lot I'm seeing that is 100% necessary or needed. Just for the sake of it, let's take... let's take ambidextrous. That way we can use the other arm if we need to without being penalized for it. So we'll take ambidextrous. So Jack is ambidextrous, everyone. I forgot to. Oh, I left there. Ambidexter. Boy, you know what? I'm gonna say that's the right spelling, and I'm gonna look and. Oh shit! I think I actually did spell it right. Look at that. Ah, I did not spell it right. Damn. Now I look like a fool. I guess you could say I look like a foolish samurai warrior. All right, so that's let's see, that's 4, which leaves us with 2. I think. Weapon skills. Let's get a +1 weapon grouping at trained. How's that sound? I love how you didn't even answer that. That's wonderful.
I was just letting you make the decision, but that's not a bad one. It helps actually flesh out the need, the variety of what you can start with. A lot of people that have checked out the playtest document and mentioned it in the comments, it's either the trait system or the signs they find weird, but we've at least had one person catch on to the Elder Scrolls kind of inspiration to having signs. I think it actually fills out a pretty cool little bit, and plus it gives you another of the ranked advantages that kind of help you outside of combat.
So let's see. We get a weapon skills +1 weapon grouping at trained. So what would I write in the positive box? Just what would I write there? Just the name of the grouping and then trained.
Yeah, I would probably write that.
Trained in what grouping is the katana in?
Go for small one hand.
Small 100 weapon group. We are trained in it.
We already got a katana for one hand section. You can get a wakizashi.
Wakizashi! Alright, everybody. That concludes the traits section. Now, resistances and weaknesses, we're going to put fire resistance again because we're resistant to fire. So, now we're going to scroll
I don't remember offhand, but I think that would be just, you would put fire for on the resistance side with, I think it's a 1. I think a 1 is minor resistance. So fire 1.
Would I put the 1 in that little box beside it, or just put fire 1?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, there we go. Everybody look at that. We're resistant to fire. So now movement speeds. What's our jog speed?
I believe that standard is 30. Where did we get that added into the document?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's under movement actions and how to play rules.
Let's see. All right, let's see. Jog. Movement speeds. Jog, you get 9 feet per round. We get to run. Double your jogging speed. Choosing to run costs 2 stamina on all your movement. So that's an 18 feet run speed, everybody. 18 feet. That's good. That's good shit right there, guys. Your jump height. Well, our jump height is 3 feet plus 1/3 of the athletics property. Our athletics property, everyone, is a 5. So 1/3 of 5.
It'd give you an extra foot, so you'd be jumping 4 feet high.
4 feet, everybody. We've got mad hops, ladies and gentlemen. Mad hops. Jump distance, we have a 6 feet plus the whole ass athletics property, which sits at a 5. So that's 11 feet. Good night. Look at this man go. Call this man the Easter Bunny. Or I guess a better name for him would be Kangaroo Jack. Please laugh. Please. Now, we look at our climb speed, which is going to be set at 6 feet plus 2/3 of the... 6 feet plus 2/3 your feats of strength property. So what's our feats of strength property? It's 2, guys. So we take 2/3 of 2.
I think that would just average to 1.
Gotcha. So we're 7 is 7 feet our climbing speed, guys. That's beautiful. 7 feet. Swimming, guys. That's 9 plus the acrobatics. Where is our acrobatics? Our acrobatics is, where the hell is it anyway?
4.
Oh, it's 4. He says. I'm glad he knows that because I still can't find it.
Under dexterity.
You know what? That makes sense. Wonderful. So 4 plus 9, everybody knows that's 13. Alright, let's see. Combat quick reference. Our dodge rating, do we have that?
That will be 10 plus evasion, so 14.
14, guys. And that tasty armor rating.
Armor rating should be a 2 because we're going to have power as the option, so medium armor.
And I'm going to put... oh, yeah, I've already got that there. All right, our counter threshold.
Let's see. Dodge rating is 14, so 9 lower.
9 or lower. Now, do you want to go over how we get that?
So, for a martial, which is one of the groupings a bunch of classes will fit into, if you roll 5 or lower below their dodge rating, they will be able to use one of their reactions to use a martial ability called counterattack and can immediately counterattack you. So that's why that's kept there. Some classes and things will expand that or shift it. Like the martial artist subclass of the combatant, the martialist, they will be able to actually increase and decrease, shift around, if you will, the dodge and the parry rating sections. So this gets played around a lot with, but it stays pretty static.
So, from that, we're going to go look at our little block and parry range. Let's go over that, shall we?
So block and parry range is your basically right on your dodge rating. So for us, that's going to be 14, and then you'll add the armor rating if you had a shield. That's where that extra range would go. So it would expand that. So our block and parry range is legitimately right on 14.
14, ladies and gentlemen. Now, reactions max. Let's see. It should say up here.
Reactions would be on the martial grouping.
Okay. Gotcha. So, let's go look at the martial grouping, shall we, everyone?
Different groupings have different amount of reactions. Some, like the martials, have movement bonuses. But it's definitely something it's recommended to check out and see where the system goes. But don't try and overwhelm yourself with the basics plus all the way up to expert level. Take the rules as you're getting comfortable with them. It's really simple to just make a character and start playing. It's more complicated the more you add to it.
Sorry, I am still trying to... Here we go. So the martial grouping, as you see here, is, let's see, where would we find it here? This is the die, the upgrades, the features, counterattack. Wait, I was not looking for that. What was I looking for? I was looking for the reaction. So once per... Oh, you get an extra reaction. That's nice.
There should be a little thing somewhere that's saying how many they get to start, then how many they get at later levels.
So extra reactions, I see that. Hmm. I am not seeing it. I see extra reactions. That's the only thing I see. I don't see base ones.
Doesn't even say early level.
Like, what I'm seeing here is extra reactions level start full martial 3, half martial 2. That is what I'm seeing in terms of reaction on that.
It just sounded like you said start and then numbers for martial and half martial.
Yeah, so I mean, we go straight from the martial grouping. We go to the martial ability die upgrades by grouping level. The martial die type upgrades features, abilities, and the abilities we have counterattack, and the second one is the extra reaction. Once per day, you can spend an ability die and get an extra reaction for a round. For every 5 levels of the martial grouping, you gain another extra reaction. And then I can just keep scrolling down, and the first mention afterward of a reaction is the extra reactions portion, which...
Well, if that pop out, I'm coming back. I'm just checking it out.
Excellent. He's checking it out, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I would like to take this opportunity to tell everyone that you're amazing. We do very much enjoy making this content for you, the viewer. And I've had a lot of caffeine. And it's taking everything I have to not be absolutely odd, but rather charming.
Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, we can hear you. Your video's frozen, but we can hear you.
So under muscle memory, it says extra reactions, level, and full martial, half martial. So at start would be level 1. So full martial will have 3 reactions, half martial will have 2. And they upgrade to the number next to the level.
Excellent. And we are a full martial, so we get 3 reactions, guys. Now, in terms of the weapon and shield and armor durabilities, do you have those offhand?
Well, all of that's going to be like 0 for now, but if they fill up to 3, then they're broken.
Excellent. So would I put max 3 on all of them then?
Pretty much. I'm even thinking of modulating the profile to actually just have a line for max and current and describe, like, that's your way to tell how long it's going to take to repair it. 30 minutes per point you have to repair. It's fully broken, has to be done in town at a station.
You leaving to check that document was actually a really good thing because now your camera is...
Alright.
Which is wonderful. It's beautiful. Okay. And as everyone can see, active effects, nothing. Battle ready items, none. Equipment, we have a katana that we are in fact trained in. And as you can see by its location, Jack was a lefty. But he's now ambidextrous. So, yeah, baby. Damage is a 2d2 plus 2 on that katana. We do have a medium armor with an AR of 2. As far as currency, nothing yet because we're broke as shit. Extra traits, features, and etc. We do have a rank 2 advantage on animal handling and ride checks. Would I put that in the skill or no?
You would put that generally on the second page in the
Okay,
extra features, traits, and stuff like that.
gotcha. So we're not actually going to put that on the skill. Okay. Like we wouldn't actually put that in
No,
the.
but you could on paper or on the computer. There's a line right after the same line that the name of the skill is actually on, and you can put R2A for rank 2 advantage or R2D for rank 2 disadvantage. And then you can flip to that second page and see what it is. So you know specifically when that advantage or disadvantage is messing with you.
We also have a rank 2 advantage on bartering and persuasion checks when talking about jobs. And we also have a rank 2 advantage on our history checks. And over here to the right, you're seeing this behavioral traits. We currently don't have anywhere in the document, but we will make room for it. I mean, by document, I mean the character creation profile. We don't have anywhere to put the behavioral traits, but we're just putting them in the notes section for the time being. Um, and I'll actually take this opportunity to talk about that. Let me go to the. Did I just? Yep, I did misspell that. Look at me being a terrible typer. Oh. Boy, don't you guys wish you could type as bad as me? Alright, so each of the following colors has 3 different behavioral types associated with it. And if you pick one, all 3 behavior types are you. Pick 2 colors. One color has 1 behavior. The other one has the remaining 2 of your 3. If you pick 3 colors, each color has 1 of your 3. So we've picked 2 colors. We've gone with blue and red. And as you can see here in the document, we've picked the indecisive trait of the blue and the passionate and aggressive of the red. Jack is a warrior. A true warrior. And that will bring us down to the class skills and features. Our class skills and features include Aura of Bravery. An aura of bravery emits from you, causing those around you to be brave with you, causing you and PCs within 15 feet of you to gain a rank 2 advantage against fear and intimidation checks. We also gain Challenge. Challenge a target to a one-on-one combat, and to succeed, roll a persuasion or a manipulation roll, adding a current ability die into the total. If successful, the target will attack you until you or them reach 0 vitality. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Jack, the slightly foolish samurai warrior.
Now, just to bring something into it, those are the at selection features. You are also going to get a level 1 feature from your class and subclass, where the class one will have what we call class modifications. These will be 2 variant options you can pick instead of leaping strike for the combatant. These will build a focus more towards weapons themselves or specific techniques. As of right now, we only have 2, but plan on adding more each edition of the playtest.
And with that, we have just reached a nice, cool 48 minutes and 30 seconds. So, how are we feeling about Jack?
I think Jack's going to be an interesting character to have to go through, showing different checks around the environment, and actually do a combat of various types, even mess with puzzles and traps eventually. Should be an interesting character to use throughout this. But be sure to look out for what ends up happening to Jack. Does he survive all this? Does he not? We have to re-roll a character to keep showing you how to play our game system.
Does he truly make it back to the past? These questions and more on Jack's wonderful adventures. With that, I think we're good. So, anything you want to
Y'all have a nice day. Oh no, I'm good.
Go watch the other videos on the channel. And hey, maybe watch more of his content. And hey, maybe watch my content on my channel. Maybe that'd be something cool you could do. maybe you could go check out the TikTok, or my TikTok, or his TikTok, and
If
check
it
out
doesn't
the
freaking
content.
get banned.
Yeah, if they don't go through with getting rid of it, if they do, that stuff's coming to here too. And then you don't even have to worry about switching platforms. You could just come up in here and see all the content in one location. Well, two locations because I have my own thing. But hey, this stuff goes on my channel too. So, you know, maybe you could I don't know, watch it or something. I don't know. You know, I think that'd be a pretty neat idea. A pretty fantastic choice on your behalf. That being said, I haven't slept good in 6 days, and I'm going to try now. So, everybody, go watch TikToks, go watch YouTubes, and either here or there, hopefully we will see all of you in that one. Bye, everybody!
Catch y'all later.